we gotta hit record.
Well, I hit the not record button so that way we can.
I know, because we're
but
shooting.
I didn't hit the record button again.
I know you gotta hit it again.
So this dude's got is on course for a PhD and he's choosing to be in a band.
Yeah, I can't help it. Anytime I try to not play music, my life starts to suck. Oh yeah. You think? That's funny. Yeah. No,
Have you read all of those books?
Oh, I mean, yeah, essentially. Yeah. I mean, it goes. I mean, I don't know if y'all care, but it's.
Oh my
God, I do because I asked.
Oh, it goes around. It wraps.
Yeah.
Oh, there's more, dude. That's impressive. So
It's
here's
like-
the
You know what's better than
all
this Lamborghini in my garage? Knowledge.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I think the dude from Lifetime has a PhD, and there's a number. I think
There's actually a large number of musicians that have like doctorates and
yeah. Like
Not me.
Dexter from Offspring, I think. Doesn't he have a PhD?
Yes, he does.
And,
Does Tom Morello in freaking political science. So does Rivers Cuomo from Weezer.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
Freaking the lead singer from Discrepancies was a professor at
The Descendants.
No, Descendants.
Milo.
Descendants.
Yeah.
Yeah, Milo.
He was a professor at University of Madison. Actually,
It's amazing. That's so cool.
Yeah, it's like, and yet they choose to be in a. Well, I mean, their bands also made it famous. So quite frankly,
Yeah.
they do exactly what they're doing. Maybe that's what we're missing.
Yeah.
Pat. We're missing a PhD.
I mean,
Had
it's
we
not
gone to
helping me
college-
much.
Well,
So what's up, fellas? Long time no see. It's been what, a month?
a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. Since
So
what? I
what?
guess.
So what?
Yeah.
Y'all make it back safely?
No, safely is not. I wouldn't say.
Our tent is still in Kansas City.
You don't need a tent, right? Who needs that?
I need
Wow.
it by August.
Yeah.
Oh my
Wow.
god.
Sounds like there's a story there.
Yes. We left. What was it? Sunday.
Okay, so
Sunday was the last day,
yeah, so it was Sunday was the last day.
but we were
And
packing
then-
up.
Yeah, we were packing up. We were helping our boys and Plug Your Holes pack up
Yep.
everything, and shit just ended up getting like really unorganized because of us helping Plug Your Holes.
Yeah.
Because so we packed our stuff up, and then they packed their stuff up, and then like all at the same time basically, and they had like a little side by, what's that, like a, not a golf cart, but a little
Side by side.
Yeah, side by side.
Yeah.
And so Sam would just grab a load and bring it over there. And so we just did that. We got our stuff over there, we got their stuff over there, and then we didn't want to wait. Bear like hopped on the side by side for one of them. He's like, okay, I'll go pack everything up. And then I walked to the van,
Which was the scariest ride of my life.
I'm sure
because
it was.
I was like holding on to the back.
Yeah, he wasn't sitting in it.
Yeah, while an aggravated Sam was driving from the stadium to like actual roads, like through roads into the side parking.
That's crazy.
And like I was ducking for trees, you know,
Yeah.
and he's just going. Like, I love this dude to death. He's just like, like
Yeah, wow. But yeah, so
right.
And by the time I got back there, Bear was like, got everything packed up, we're good to go.
good to go.
I was like, cool, all right. And I didn't think of anything of it. I was like, all right, let's fucking go. We're packed up.
To be fair, we had everything that we brought.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, because
we
our
packed
tent
everything we
actually arrived there separately.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So, and that's also not true, Bear, because we made it 20 minutes to find out that my backpack
That you forgot your backpack.
with all of our stuff, including
Yeah.
all of our money,
Yeah.
Oh, man,
was back
that's
there.
rough.
So we were 20 minutes outside away from the venue.
And then we
Yeah.
turned
Then
around.
we had to go find where their hotel was, go back, get the backpack. And then once we made it back to Minnesota and we're unloading the van, we noticed that
There's no
the tent also was not there. So the tent is with Plug Your Holes in Kansas City.
Kansas City.
At least you know where it is,
But
right?
here's the thing.
Right. At least, exactly. At least it's somewhere safe.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. Get this. We left. So we started loading up at like 11 on Sunday, 11 p.m. We didn't leave Dallas until 2 a.m.
Like 2 in the morning.
Monday.
Yeah.
So we left at 2 a.m. on Monday. We got back in Dallas. We got back to Minnesota in Minneapolis at about 5:30 p.m. And then
Monday.
Yeah, on Monday.
We drove straight
through.
That's insane.
So like we woke up in Texas and like we fell asleep, like, you know, and then we arrived in we fall asleep in Minnesota. Well, Pat did. Pat had a 2.5 hour drive from Minneapolis to Duluth. So Pat, you made it there by like what, 8?
Yeah, I made it home. I was beating like tornadoes all the way home. Also, it was like right fucking behind me.
Yeah,
it was pretty scary.
That's like tour life, but y'all aren't like playing shows. Like
right.
Right.
Well, here's
like
the thing.
The worst of tour life without the goodness.
Yeah. I still had a 4.5 hour drive ahead of me.
Yeah. So once we got to Minneapolis, I had a 2.5 hour drive and Bear had a 4.5 hour drive.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I got home at about 10:30 at night. And like when I finally sat down to relax, I realized that like I was like, holy shit, I did more than 1,000 miles today.
In one day.
In one day. Wow. I woke up, I went to bed. I was like, I woke up in Texas this morning and drove here.
And drove here. Wow.
Like, I get it when he's like, oh, I flew there. Yeah,
it's wild to think about, not only like, so like from the entire time of being awake, you woke up in Dallas, Texas, did a 12-hour festival.
Yeah,
then drove all the way back to Minnesota and Wisconsin. Yes. All the entire time being awake. Like I would say that like we napped ish.
Yeah,
we didn't like get to sleep.
Yeah, no one slept.
But we napped. Like we took shifts. Pat had the first shift. He took a nap, and then I was up at what, like it was like 5:30, something like that.
And no, it was 8.
It wasn't 8. It was earlier than 8. Was it?
No,
8?
It was 8 because the sun was like had come up.
Yeah, but the sun doesn't come up at 8. The sun comes up.
No, it's not like it was up because I drove for 6 hours and we left at 2.
Yeah, 6. Oh, okay, yeah. So it was 8.
Yeah.
And then I drove 8 to what was it? 1. Yeah. 8 to 2, something like that.
Yeah. When I took back over driving, we were in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's insane, fellas. I don't know, that driving stuff, like my brain just zones out. I'd rather drive at night, you know, when it's dark, probably when it's most unsafe. But I'd rather like drive at night, music on, cruise, you know, get in that zone.
Hell yeah. That said, welcome to another episode of Where Did All My Friends Go, a podcast about life in the music industry. And that third voice that you're hearing, or face that you're seeing if you're on YouTube, which come on, guys, get on YouTube.
Get on it. Yeah, what do you do?
Watch us. You can't. It's no fun without the face reactions and the sometimes gifs and memes.
It's very true. Or the sometimes nip slip that I give ever so subtle.
That has like never really happened. But yeah,
it has it not.
It just happened. It just
happened. If you're just listening, poor you.
But yeah, that third voice that you're hearing is Steve. From the band Further North. Now, here's something that's really cool about Steve. We actually got to meet Steve in Dallas at So What,
right.
Which was
he is
really
about
cool.
as not far north as it comes.
Oh my god! Yeah. he's trying to get the fuck out of Texas.
You know, yeah.
Which that's like you are from Texas, right? Like you.
Bro, I was born and raised in Texas. Like I grew up. My house was about 5 miles from where the festival was.
Oh, so, wow.
Yeah. Like I was born and raised in Texas. Yeah.
And Arlington is a nice city. Like honestly.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, you know, every punk rock dude hates their own town, you know?
Okay, yeah.
And so, you know, Arlington's great and all, but you know, I have to hate my own hometown, right?
Yeah, so come to Madison, you'll love it. And I'm over here like, it was just
Don't do it,
it's
bud.
just Madison.
Don't do it.
Like, it's whatever.
It ain't worth
As long
it.
as y'all
There's no
have good burgers and donuts, I'm happy.
Okay, but hold up. Yes.
Yes.
What?
Yeah, like we can slam a good burger. You know what
Dude.
I mean? Like we make them, I don't know, with love and fat. Like we make
That's all I care about.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but we invented the Juicy Lucy over in Minnesota.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Hold on.
Get out of here, bear.
The Juicy Lucy.
Juicy Lucy is amazing.
Yeah. Do you not know what a Juicy Lucy is?
I feel like we've talked about a Juicy Lucy, and I'm just blanking on what the fuck a Juicy Lucy is.
Okay, Juicy Lucy is where they like make two patties, put cheese in the middle.
Oh yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You invented that. We perfected that.
Get out. You haven't.
We put deep fried cheese curds in the middle of it. So
That's
You
go
haven't
fuck
amazing,
perfected
too.
shit. Oh, cool. Just more bread. Nice.
right.
Does it
Like-
tell you something?
That it's delicious. Have you tried bread? Bread's kind of
Obesity?
amazing. We're not talking about this. We're talking about if it's good or not. You said obesity, but you literally started this conversation with like 2 big patties with cheese in the
I know.
middle. Like
literally.
on.
And the thing is like, saying like a thing like, I'm no like thin boy, you
Right.
know?
We big boys.
Yeah.
We a biggin' boy.
The thing for me is like I don't like to get into the whole like my burger's better than yours. I just like burgers. I like a good,
Mhm.
like you can have 2 good burgers. Like In-N-Out, I love In-N-Out.
It's fine.
Down here, the argument is In-N-Out or Whataburger. I like them
Whataburger.
both. I don't have to choose. They're both good.
Yeah.
Okay,
well,
but, like,
you're
do.
lucky enough to have both.
Right. Like
You know?
Pat and I have to choose.
We have
That's
to
a good
choose.
point.
We don't
Yeah,
get
yeah.
both.
We don't
We-
get either.
I just recently got a Chick-fil-A. You know what I mean? Like we
Ugh.
don't. It's fine.
They're
Like,
everywhere around here, man.
They're everywhere now.
Okay,
like,
yeah.
Chick-fil-A, it's good. It's
Most
fine.
Chick-fil-A I can get is the sauce at Target.
Honestly, I saw that they sell the sauce at Walmart, and I'm like, I don't ever need to go to Chick-fil-A anymore, except
yeah.
for unless I'm craving their waffle fries. Because
Those
I
are
don't know what it
pretty good,
is.
too.
The waffle fries are pretty great. The chicken is subpar. Like it's like it's fine.
It's chicken.
I'd probably choose it over KFC, but no way would
Sure.
I choose it over a Popeyes. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Honestly, though, like I'll tell you right now, fast food
Tell me right
chicken,
now.
like I would go Popeyes for sure.
For sure.
Unless I want a spicy chicken sandwich, then I'm getting a chicken from fucking Burger King.
Honestly, though,
Dude, it
yes,
is so good.
it,
Like it has no fucking business. Exactly,
He's
Bear,
out.
walk away. It has
He's
no
on
out.
God,
no business being that good.
That's
For
so
real.
funny.
Have you
that's
had
for
one,
our,
Steve?
That's for our YouTube.
never-
audience.
Never had this. I don't know.
Do you like chicken sandwiches?
I love them, man. I love them.
Go
yeah.
Get a chicken.
I'm telling
Okay.
you, if you haven't had dinner yet, after this,
Deal.
Chicken.
go to Burger King,
Okay.
Yeah.
get a chicken.
And you want
I
to talk
kid
about
you
the
not.
you want to talk about the little sleeper agent for the Burger King?
Yeah.
Their chicken sandwich, the little
That's
long one
amazing.
that looks like a sub,
Yeah, yeah.
somehow always juicy.
Are
Yeah,
you serious?
that one's
Yeah.
not bad.
Wow.
That one's
It's-
not
I mean,
bad, but
it's better than a McChicken, and it's better than any little like
Yeah.
value chicken.
But if you're gonna get a chicken sandwich, you get the chicken.
Chicken, absolutely.
Or the
Unless-
like the
Unless there's a
spicy chicken.
Popeyes.
Dude, no way. I'd get that. I'd get that
Over a
the
Po-
chicken
the
over
spicy.
Popeyes.
So
For-
but that's just it. The Popeyes doesn't. They don't. It's not a spicy chicken. It's a
Right.
spicy sauce. It's like you get the same chicken on spicy sauce. It's
yeah,
like
that there is a
mm,
difference.
soak
It's-
that bitch in oil. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's how. Okay. I used boy. Okay, so I used to live in Nashville, right? And Nashville's thing is hot chicken.
Yeah, Nashville hot.
And that, yeah, so I was like, I always was super curious. Focus up, camera. I was always super curious about how they did it. Like I was like, okay, it's not like it's thinner than a sauce, but it's not like the breading that's spicy. I was
Yeah.
like, what is it? It's the oil. They take oil like you would fry it in, pour some off the side into a dry bowl of spices like cayenne pepper, freaking, which basically just cayenne pepper. You know what I mean? Like
that's all you need, really.
Cayenne pepper, chili pepper, a little red chili flakes, a little something, and then hot oil. And then you stir that up, and then you take your deep fried chicken cutlet and you just douse that bitch.
Dude.
And that's how you make hot chicken. Holy shit, did that change my life? Because not only is the oil still hot, it's actually still cooking the outside of the chicken. So it's still crispy.
It's amazing. Bruh. Dude, Bear knows his hot chicken. This is amazing.
Dude, I actually went to school for culinary arts.
Okay.
You went to school for hot chicken.
It basically just turned into hot chicken. No, I did culinary arts for like 2 years, something like that.
Very cool.
I did nothing with it except for when I'm like, that ad looks good on TV. I'm gonna make it at home. You know what I mean? Like that's all it is.
But
that's genius. Steve.
Yeah. Speaking of hot chicken, Further North released your first EP, Under the Clouds, in 2018.
That's right.
Got a slew of singles since then. Of the songs you've released so far, what would you say is your personal favorite?
I mean, most bands are probably going to say the latest single, so that's probably what I have to go with.
Break the norm, bud.
Okay.
Follow your own path.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna follow my heart, bro. Yeah, I think one of my favorites is "Shine It on Me" from the first EP. And the reason why is because it's like a heavier, kind of slower, dramatic song.
Mm-hmm.
But I wrote it's kind of one of those songs that has like a double meaning. But on the surface, I wrote it about a time that that I was just having like really bad allergies.
Okay.
And but then like the heavy underside was like at the same time I was I had like sleep apnea. I couldn't sleep. I was getting like trigger warning. I was having like some issues, like mental issues.
Sure.
Feeling like I don't want to be here anymore. And I guess it happens when you're not sleeping, and so I was attributing it to my allergies, because I just couldn't breathe. But like the whole song is literally about how I just can't physically breathe. And so I'm writing these lyrics out. And then as I'm looking at them, like, man, these things kind of seem like symbolic, like it could actually be kind of cool. So on the surface of it, it actually, to me anyways, seems a little, kind of silly, but the deeper meaning under it was kind of heavy. And I kind of used that as like one of those, like, the band was there for me whenever I needed them, and helped me kind of push through. And so it just reminds me that, like being in a band is not just about like, I'm going to play music, but it's about creating a scene, a place where you can lift people up, stay posy and that kind of thing. And that's honestly, for me, that song has been something that has kept pushing me through with, why do I do this? Why am I here? So, and we actually just kind of put some lyrics to a shirt, to that song on a shirt recently, and been slinging that at shows. So yeah. So that's the song. So if you're listening, that's the song to put on after this episode. Check it out. Shine It on Me.
Well, before you were called Further North, you were called Steve Stanley and the Mercs.
Yeah.
For all of the digging that Pat and I found on your social media, we cannot for the life of us see anything that talks about a name change. It's just posts about Steve Stanley and then posts about Further North, which, let's be honest, like Steve Stanley and the Mercs, solid. That's almost on par with Hootie and the Blowfish.
Right.
Know your place. It's not. But dude, tell us about like why you ended up doing the name change.
Yeah. So a long time ago, 15 years ago.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Steve Stanley sounds like an alter ego for a superhero.
I could hear that.
I just want to like Wade Wilson.
I could hear that.
You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah,
like
Steve Stanley,
it's
Wade Wilson.
Alliteration.
Yeah. That's good. It's good alliteration.
Right.
I'll give my parents the kudos.
Good job, parents.
Yeah.
High fives each other. You know what I mean?
So a long time ago, I was in a punk rock band. We broke up, and I started playing like these acoustic shows just under my own moniker, like just Steve Stanley. And I put out like an EP people started coming to shows. I was like, you know what, I'm going to try to put a band together, but I don't want it to be like a solid lineup, because I knew if I had that solid lineup and band members left, then it's like just the lead singer doing a solo thing. I didn't want it to be that. So we put this band together called Steve Stanley and the Mercs. We had a core group of guys, but we would add people. Like there was I think a show where we had like 7 people on stage. Sometimes we would have, it'd be a solo show, or it'd be like me and 2 or 3 people. So we could be anything from like a full band, like a troubadour kind of band, like Aaron West and the Roaring Twenties, or we could just be like a solo, duo, trio kind of thing. And I liked that because then we weren't like bound by any specific person's schedule.
Right.
And the band was doing fairly well. We put a couple EPs out. We really enjoyed it. And but the sound was morphing. And we started putting out these like acoustic songs that started to sound like full band songs, like punk rock songs. And eventually the sound really kind of became what Further North is now, as we continued to put stuff out. And we just kind of sat around one day. We're like, does it make sense to keep this model? Or should we just say, you know what, let's do a name change, just kind of own what we are now instead of trying to be what we were before. And so we just decided, let's just kind of change the name. We're a big Jets to Brazil fan. And they have a song called Further North. And we like the concept of stealing song titles of bands that you love. And so we were like, let's choose that. That'll be our moniker. And let's just kind of go from there. So that's kind of how it came about. It really is the same band. We just took all the same socials and just changed the name.
I know.
From
I noticed.
Stanley Mercs to Further North.
I was like, this says that you guys started this
right
on like in like 2012. Further North started in 2018. There's more to
what
this
happened?
story.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. So, I mean, we're essentially the same band. You know,
you released any
music
guys. As Steve Stanley and the Mercs?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think we've got 2 EPs on Spotify right now, and we will still. I'm actually going to be releasing another couple of songs or an EP in the next year or so under Common Thread. So we'll just kind of see how that goes. But that's more of like a fun kind of, lead singer doing his own acoustic stuff, kind of,
Well, and that brings us like right into the next question. So you just mentioned Common Thread, which you are part of Common Thread Records. Tell us a little bit about what that is, what that means, and how that kind of pertains to your life in Further North.
Yeah. So Common Thread is a label that Chris, our guitarist, who's also my cousin, Chris and I own. And there's a couple other dudes in the...
Chris, our guitarist, is also my cousin.
He's also
He's also I'm also related.
So we co-own the label, and it was one of those things where we were like putting out music, and we were like, if we're going to be producing it all, putting it all out, like we're basically our own label, let's just start a label. So we did. And at the same time, we were big vinyl fans, and there were a couple of vinyl records that we didn't have on our shelves. So we were like, let's just go after those records. And so thankfully we've been able to actually be a part of putting out a couple of vinyl records. And so we put out My American Heart, Hiding Inside the Horrible Weather. We have a couple other vinyls that are in the works. So we're working on a House Parties vinyl record. We are putting out a Home Team special edition of which record? I forget the.
You have the Home
name of
Team
record.
on there?
Yeah. That'll come out. Actually, we sold out of it, but we'll be shipping those out.
Because the Home Team is doing really well for themselves right now too.
So good. Yeah. So
Did they just go on tour with Broadside?
That sounds right.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So they're not on our label. They're on So I think they're with Revival, but we have like a relationship with Revival. So we'll do like special editions of records. And so we have a couple other things in the works that we can't come out and say, but we have.
Oh no.
I know, but be following the socials.
I mean, okay, hold up though. Pat, when does this episode air?
I don't know. August, probably.
Will what you're working on be out by August?
I don't know.
Damn,
I don't know.
Because I'm like, oh, it'll be out like July 18th. It's like, oh, well, you can stay here because it'll be out by the time this episode comes out.
Yeah.
It's September 12th is your episode.
Yeah. So the problem is vinyl takes like, 9 months to a year to press. And so it's hard. I know. Everyone just gets in queue and you just wait. So that's the problem. We have we have these records in queue and they'll be pressed, but you just never really know when they'll come out. Damn. So, but we're also working on new music too, like that won't come out to vinyl. So we have the Carousel Predicament, which we're working with. They're awesome. Mm-hmm. Obviously Further North, See Sailing the Mercs, and a couple others that haven't been announced yet. So, but yeah, that's our label.
How does that affect life with you, like co-owning a label, but also being in a band? How does that work?
Yeah, so I think part of it is just it doesn't really change day to day because Chris and I have been kind of doing a lot of this work anyway. So printing merch, booking shows, promo, buying PR, kind of all that stuff is just fairly normal for us. And one of the things that Chris has done for years is just kind of be the pseudo band manager for bands that are good but don't really have that experience, and he's been kind of like a mentor for them in that capacity. And so there's really not a real change other than you have contracts. You have to sign this thing, but our contracts are super kind of very specific of what we're doing. I think like 2 pages. Here's what we're doing. We don't own you. We're just going to put this out. Very specific how it's going to get paid back and all that. So it's just kind of boring stuff. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't really change the day to day. I mean, we're still the same dudes. We just kind of, put it under the label. So when we're printing merch, we're doing it under Common Thread, instead of just us doing it on the side. So
that makes sense.
So
it's cool.
Further North is from Texas.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, I suppose. I mean,
Texas
is huge. You can literally set a whole tour in Texas and still
we've done it. Yeah.
See, you know what I mean? Like I remember doing a tour and like 4 or 5 of our stops were in Texas.
Yeah.
So, and it wasn't like, we'll just go back to the same like host home or hotel or whatever. It's like,
right.
Nope. You have to go like still 4 hours away. Awful. But how was the pop punk scene down in the land of cowboys?
Man, the pop punk scene for the longest time was really rough, but the past, I don't know, probably 5 years, it's really turned around. I mean, we have a lot of great acts. In fact, I'm actually surprised that we don't have more bands that are on my radar just like killing it on the national scene. So there's just so many great bands around. So yeah. And this is, I mean, you have the great like Nominee, you have those bands,
so good,
which everybody knows and loves, and they're great in their own right. But there's a lot of great bands like City of Auburn, Jarrett Adloff, I don't know, like Undercurrents, Carousel Predicament. I mean, all these bands that are just like killer, and they're all like in the DFW Metroplex, like all between Dallas and Fort Worth. So yeah, man, the scene's just gotten really good. And
that's awesome.
So
and
really what was funny is like we end up just playing a lot of these local shows. And I was talking to Chris earlier today. I'm like, man, we've got to get out. We've got to, so we have a tour coming up in October, going up to like Chicago and back. And the whole thing is like, man, we're gonna get stuck just play. I mean, stuck is probably a bad word to use, but we're gonna get stuck playing with same great bands constantly, but still in Texas. And so we actually like have to force ourselves to get out because there's so much talent here around us. Yeah. It's great. Yeah, it's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, with that, we actually only have one more question before we move on to our next segment. If you could give our listeners one piece of advice that now that you wish you knew when you were first starting out, what would that be?
Yeah, I would say you got to go get your own thing. You got to go create your own destiny, especially like owning a label and running a label. I used to think, you just make a good couple songs, get signed, and everything's just going to happen from there.
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
Oh God, take me back to that naivety.
Right, exactly. And I guess back in the day that kind of thing could happen, but it doesn't happen anymore. You know, it's just that's not how it works. So I think labels want to see that you know what you're doing and that there's a fire there. They could just pour the gasoline on it.
Yeah.
But you really need to be able to do it yourself. And the other thing is there's, you know, gatekeepers are out there, but from my experience, they're not as prevalent anymore. So, you know, go write, record, do what you're going to do, go play some shows, go hit the road. You know, even if you just have a Honda car, you know, an old Honda Civic, man, you could tour in a Honda Civic.
First tour I ever had was in a Chevy Aveo.
That's perfect.
With 4 people.
With 4 people. Yeah.
And all of our gear.
Yeah.
We were an acoustic act, but it was still, no, it was 3 people. No, it was 4 people because we had a driver because my Jake's girlfriend came.
Yeah. That's perfect. I think for the longest time I felt, and I still feel like people have this perception because we get emails constantly from to Common Thread where people think that you really need a label to do it for you, but you can do everything yourself nowadays. Like you don't need, in fact, I think sometimes if you have like a label behind you or a management behind you or something like that, sometimes that can hinder you because,
absolutely,
too many cooks in the kitchen kind of thing. For our resident culinary expert, you know, right, Bear? Too many cooks is a problem.
Too many cooks.
And you can figure it out. You know, you can figure out how to do stuff, how to book shows, how to get on Spotify and all of that.
Yeah.
You can do
it. The reality of the situation is with the money that you're going to owe a top tier record label, take it and invest it into your shit yourself.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to play shows for a year? Fine. Invest that money into social media. Invest that money into a music video that you can market using Google targeted ads. And I'm not talking Facebook promotions. Don't do
Facebook.
No, I'm talking about like ad marketing, like getting your ad to pop up on cookies as soon as their like website pop. Like this is an idea that I'm going to use with my next music project. I'm going to pay for advertising on Hulu. Like,
wow, that's
wherever there's ads, you can be there.
Yeah.
Figure out how much it costs to rent a billboard for 2 weeks. I think it's only, I know this is going to be a big number, but it's only like $1,500, something like that.
Yeah.
I think it's like $2,500 for a month.
Chris was telling us that the label, in a label meeting we recently had, he found one of those digital billboards where it's like only $20 a day.
Yeah.
Now you're sharing that space with all the other people on it, but I mean you can
do so much.
Yeah. It's just, I think we limit ourselves, you know what I mean? Because we don't know what's out there. Just ask. I mean, the worst thing somebody can tell you is
in a newspaper.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, start from like, if you can get your
I definitely don't think you should be putting your money in newspaper anymore. But I get what you're saying.
But start back from like, okay, how did they used to do it?
Yeah.
And then work your way forward. And if it can still apply to you, use it. Like Pat's right. If probably anybody that we're like marketing to in a newspaper probably isn't in your target demographic unless your Spotify is saying otherwise. Use your Spotify analytics. Good God, it's not rocket science to see what the ages of people who are listening to you, what their age is, what they identify, what they're also listening to. It's not hard to figure that out. And once you get those analytics, take them and put them into your marketing. Like print out a goddamn flyer. Please go to your record shop.
Remember flyers?
Dude, they still work.
The
amount of times I've gotten more people to shows specifically because we just put like some time, not even money, time,
just time
into flyers. You can write up a crappy freaking flyer on your like at home and like buy like a $4 stack of paper, print that shit, and go wherever you want to go. I've gotten shows with 500 people just from a fucking flyer. Go to your college campus, take those flyers and be like, hey, looking for something fun to do this Friday,
right?
Like grab your buds.
Yeah.
Like it's at a bar.
Yeah.
Like,
The thing is go to where people are. Don't be scared of people.
Yeah.
Like you gotta go talk to people
and go to not just where like people are. It does work, but if you want to like really like get into like targeting, go to where the people that you think would enjoy your music are going to be.
Yeah.
Or that people who are into music would be. Go to your arcade. Go to your local venue. Go to your bar venue thing. You know, go to the college campus. Go to the theater, right? Go to your college like theater. Go to your village theater if you have like a playwright thing. You know, go to people like are enjoying the arts.
I also think like going to a place where like a city that doesn't get a lot of bands. You know, like I was saying earlier, there's so much in Dallas, Fort Worth that, you know, we're kind of spoiled in a good way, right? Like you can go see great pop punk bands literally every night of the week in Dallas, Fort Worth. But if you go just a couple hours away, you know, Amarillo, Wichita Falls, something like that, you know, they don't get a ton of bands constantly, and they're so hungry for music. And some of my favorite, you know, shows have been, you know, kind of like between big markets in like a tour, you know, when you're like hitting those smaller markets because they're so hungry for music. And I think like that can really help solidify, you know, I mean, I hate to say fan base, but for a band, like that's important to keep you going on the road to kind of get that, you know, energy. So go play those smaller shows. Go do it.
Just look at how like watch when your favorite band announces a tour. Okay.
Yeah.
Just watch it. Read the comments when your favorite band announces a tour. Just look at it. I wish you were coming to just 2 hours south. I wish you would be here. I know we're from a small town city, but if I could get one of my friends, we'll drive the 2.5 hours.
Right.
You're like 2.5 hours from where?
Yeah.
Because like I'll bring my music there.
I can do it. Yeah.
Like,
and they're hungry for it.
Yeah. Just be like, keep an open mind and just start looking. Because once you get into the mindset of looking, you'll find shit.
Yeah.
You really, really will.
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah, I dig that, man. That's cool.
That was your thought. I just went off on it.
Yeah, no, I agree though. I think that's important.
What you were saying is really cool. That is what you were saying. I was just agreeing.
I was just agreeing, dude. Like hell yeah, I love that. Like focus your time into that advertising.
Yeah, do it yourself. Yeah, Absolutely. Don't wait for somebody to do it for you.
Yeah.
And with that, thinking about you know, all that, we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Hey, Pat here with Unsigned Pop Punk. We're a community dedicated to building up the music scene by shining a spotlight on up-and-coming bands. Now, I know what you must be thinking. These guys must be raking in the cash. Wrong! But you can help us help others by picking up some merch. We found what big business is selling shirts for, and we slashed the prices. We saw what people are charging for sweatshirts, and we windmill kicked those prices in the face. So pick up some merch from us today. You won't be mad you did.
And we're back with our guest Steve.
Yeah.
From further north. Steve.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here.
Hey, I'm excited to be here.
And this YouTube episode is going to be fun. It's a little spice. It's a little spicy.
It's a spicy meatball.
It just was anyway. Well, welcome back. This next segment. Are you familiar with this podcast? Are you familiar with our podcast, Steve?
Have you? I think.
Have you
listened to an episode before?
It's been a minute.
A minute.
To be honest.
So okay, that's
I'm
fine.
familiar that you
no
have
judgment.
one.
I don't listen to the podcast.
Yeah. I used to,
and then it took way too much time because I'm editing it and then listen. So my edit is the only listen I listen to. Like I don't
like after a while, I was just like, you know, I listened to it. I listened to it for a really long time, especially like all of season 1. I listened to everyone. And then I was like, you know what? Like I fucking lived it. I did.
I lived it.
I also don't need to listen to it.
Because like for me, before we went on to video though, it was just me doing the audio editing. So it was like I lived it. Twice.
Yeah.
All right. So if you're familiar with this podcast, And anybody out there listening, you guys know what time it is. This is time for our obscure question segment.
Yes.
Are you ready?
I was born ready.
No, you weren't. Here we go. Question number 1.
Okay.
He's like, who is this fucking guy?
I'm so like awkwardly nervous.
Where does
right
hair
now.
go?
Yeah, right?
know,
Like
I'm
I
like-
had long hair in Texas. Now it's gone. I don't
Oh
know,
yeah, look at
yeah.
that. It looks good. I like
It
it.
does look good.
Thank you. What really happens when an immovable object meets an unstoppable force?
A giant explosion?
Really?
Like to
I'm
be
guessing
fair,
here.
like
I'm curious.
my brain honestly goes fucking nothing.
Yeah.
They stop in the middle and it's over.
So then-
they go
So what won?
nothing.
Which no, because if they
Time.
stop,
Time
the
because
immovable
whatever it
object
is just going to
technically
sit
wins.
there.
Here, my thing is it fucking deflects. Like zip up. There it goes.
But what if they're both just two flat panels, right? And they
Okay.
just fucking
And they just hit.
And they just hit. And
Yeah,
then
Okay.
then that's it.
But here's the
It's
thing.
just time
Here's the
time
thing.
wins because that stays there forever now.
What's the only thing that changed? The immovable or the unstoppable force is no longer a force.
Yeah, it's no longer
The
stopping.
because the stoppable one hasn't changed because it hasn't moved. You know what I'm saying? Like it.
Yeah, it's
Well,
one
yeah,
of
there
the
was-
like
one of
it's
those
gotta be
things
big
hasn't changed.
consolidating.
explosion.
it's got to consolidate all of the energy into like one like centrality, right? Like one singularity. Right? I mean, I'm no physicist.
Right.
that
But there should
feels
be some
right
big
to
old
me.
bomb. Some,
But,
some boom boom.
Do you think that the unstoppable force like is going so fast it just phases through those atoms?
Or what if it's like the thing is when it says like unstoppable force in a movable object, it's not saying that one's fast. What if it's fucking slow as shit and then
It's just
And
unstoppable.
they're just like
Yeah.
and then it just goes and it stops
Now
and it's
that-
just like, well, that was
Ooh.
fucking boring.
Yeah, that's man.
Yeah.
It's a
That's a
very
good point,
slow,
though.
boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
no one's saying it's like a fucking train going into a mountain, you know?
yeah,
But over
good
time,
point.
that friction of the pressure when it
Yeah.
does meet, I think that would cause an explosion.
Yeah, that's the tectonic
Potentially.
plates, right?
It's
That's
also
why we
gonna
have
depend-
volcanoes.
Basically.
I think a lot of it also depends on the shape of each thing as well.
Or you mentioned tectonic plates. Maybe it goes so fast that they both get melted. They both
yeah.
dissolve and become its own mini planet or its own mini sphere, depending on the size. We haven't discussed the size. Let's call it the size
There's-
of a planet. They are
There's
now
so
like,
much like
Yeah.
that needs to go, so much extra science that needs to go into this like thought. You know
I'm
what
just saying. I'm just saying. What if like they hit each other, right? And this is for our YouTube viewers because hold on, let me rest this mic on my stomach. What if they like they hit, right? And as the pressure's going, they like start to like, you know what I'm saying, like move around each other. And then as they're melting, because they're so large, they have their own gravitational pull, right? And all of a sudden now you're dealing with a planet.
Yeah, that's like two people. I mean, that's one of the theories of the Earth, right? Like there were two proto planets that came together and slammed into each other, and formed what we have now. That's why we have a solid crust and a magma core, I believe.
Unless, of course, you believe in the theory that the core of the Earth is water.
Well, if that's what you believe, yes.
in Hollow Earth?
Yeah.
We don't know. This is all theoretical.
We don't know.
We don't.
I read a book on this though,
You
by
don't know.
Dr. Hugh Ross, astrophysicist, polymath genius.
And we're just supposed to believe him because he's an astrophysicist.
I know. They
We're
tell
just
me to believe
supposed
the
to believe
science.
somebody that is like one of the
Where'd you
smartest
read
people
it?
on the
The
planet.
internet?
Yeah. No. It's
It's a book,
It's on
Bear,
his
not
bookshelf.
Google.
there
I
is-
love
you asked me if I read these.
This is my boy right here.
Oh gosh, it's over here somewhere.
I get it. You have it. It's on your shelf. I understand.
Yes, it is. Yes, I could pull it out, but
Okay, so
maybe-
tell me about this
maybe trust me.
astrophysicist.
Yeah. Oh, Dr. Hiras, genius. Yeah, he studies wide and far, so he's not just like an astrophysicist, but he studies a lot. And he talks about how the Earth came to be and the moon and a bunch of planets. And I'm a nerd and I like that kind of stuff.
Prove it.
Did I like him?
No. He's got it. He's
like that. I like him. Fine. Fuck you. I'll go grab my book.
Right.
That proves I like him.
I fucking like him.
It's fucking back here, man.
I'm just saying until we actually get to the core.
I got you. Yeah, that's a good point. Elon Musk is trying, isn't he? Well, I don't think he's digging. I've heard stories that
he's fucking Elon. Elon, you need to take a fucking break, bud. You need to drink some water. It's getting hot down there.
Yeah.
Well, if you look on it, like the internet, you can find the deepest hole ever like drilled, or like the deepest section that goes past the Marianas Trench or whatever.
Oh wow.
Like, but it's still not even a quarter of the way through the crust.
Dude,
so
I want to throw this out there. Either of you see that like fucking science just discovered like water that's been sitting in a spot for like 2 billion years?
Where?
It's 2 billion year old water. It's in Canada somewhere.
What? So a glacier?
Yep. Sounds right.
It's underwater.
Canada.
Or not underwater. It's like in a
under a glacier.
Like in an old mine thing.
Wow.
They like a mine shaft sort of area they found it.
Huh.
Can we drink it? Man, I want to know.
Probably not.
I really want to now.
I want to know what that tastes like.
It probably tastes really still.
You think?
You put that shit in the You put that shit in the Ark of the Covenant, man. And
that's right.
You're living forever.
He's gonna take a sip of this water and be like,
stuff.
"Why the hell is this water dry?"
It's a dry
water.
Dude, that's Canada dry right there.
There it is. There it is.
Well, that's a great segue into our next question.
So, do you think, does a Dorito actually taste like nachos?
I don't think so.
No, it doesn't taste like nachos.
What does it taste like? No, that's actually a good question though. What does a Dorito
taste like?
Wait.
Nacho cheese Dorito.
With zero research, is a Dorito a corn chip or is it a tortilla chip?
Aren't they the same? I'm pretty sure it's a corn chip.
They are not the same.
They're not.
That's like saying flour tortillas are the same as corn tortillas.
Well, those are two completely different
things. A corn
things.
chip and a tortilla chip are very different things.
Okay.
Yes, because I agree.
One is made with flour, one is made with corn.
I think it's a tortilla chip. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna plead ignorance here.
Me too.
No.
I don't know what I'm talking about. I have no idea.
I've operated under the assumption that tortilla chips are also corn chips.
It's just not true.
I do believe that what Bear's saying is right, because like when you get like tortilla chips, and they're like the white ones, and then you get the corn tortilla and they're yellow.
On my table.
Yeah.
I think they're just it's the same sort of
a tortilla
concept as
it's just like
flour tortilla,
flour, water.
Sure.
And that's basically it. It's most of the tortilla comes from like how you cook it, or like on the flat stone.
Sure.
But a corn tortilla is made with corn flour, which is kernels of corn just ground up.
Yeah.
So you still have a similar consistency and texture, but a completely different taste.
But what does a nacho cheese Dorito fucking taste like?
It tastes. You know what it tastes like?
If Mountain Dew farted. And that was
have you tried the Mountain Dew Doritos though? I haven't, but
I haven't. No,
they made some.
Then that's what it tastes like.
That's what it tastes like.
Tastes like Mountain Dew Doritos.
I feel like it tastes like nacho cheese Dorito tastes like
2005.
The powder from
2000.
Kraft macaroni and cheese sprinkled over the top of a tortilla chip.
So then, am I eating nacho noodles?
I think you could make that argument.
I'm not okay. I'm not okay.
Dude, hold up, Bear. Test it out. Use your culinary skills
Right.
Get regular tortilla chips and
right
corn
there.
chips.
I have those.
Yeah,
know,
I would say
I
you should
saw it.
get
You did.
both because we don't know what Doritos
I
are
need
made
some
out of.
sense of control.
Yeah. You need a control.
So I got to use the five
and then
steps of the scientific method.
Make macaroni and cheese Doritos.
Yeah.
And then taste test them side by side.
I'll have to bake them.
Yeah, that's fine. You do you, boo.
Thank you.
There's got to be some other element in there. I don't know what it is.
Paprika.
Some sort of binding agent.
Or
Mrs. Dash.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's adobo, is what it is. It's a little adobo right on top.
Well, it's something red, you know.
It is
so it's
red.
probably like some
little
chili
powder.
powder. Because
chili powder actually does. It's either chili powder or paprika. Paprika actually doesn't have.
That's what I said first.
Did you say paprika?
Yeah.
Fuck
okay.
yeah.
The thing I said first.
Because like paprika doesn't really have a taste.
No, and neither does chili powder really.
It's a hint of bitterness.
Yeah.
Like paprika is usually only like used for color.
Yeah.
And this is a whole side tangent, but like all the spices in your cupboard are fake. That's just that's common knowledge at this point. Which if you don't know that, I'm smarter than you.
You just
there's actually a really good way you can do it. If your spices burn, they're real. If they don't burn, they're fake.
Like take a lighter to
take
them?
a lighter.
Like try to smoke it.
Smoke it.
I'm gonna do
smoke
this.
your spices.
Okay.
Smoke your spices.
Spice burns. Fake spice does not burn.
Weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some even will actually like melt. Spice doesn't melt. Yeah, it's fucking weird. McCormick,
I don't like
most of
melted
McCormick is
spices.
fake.
This
So
is,
like,
well, what is it then?
What I fuck if I know. It's like it's like wax. There's some wax in it. There's like a bunch of different like powders, like and then there's a little real for the actual like flavoring. But yeah, it's a lot of it's just used with like extract and shit. Which
I don't like it.
It's so fun.
I don't like it.
That's why if you ever want to like get like real spices, like go to like your like an actual spice store. Like they are around.
You just go to the spice store down the road.
Go to the spice
I have one in
store.
Madison. It's called
you just go to Tommy's Spice Store.
Sure, if that's what it's called. Mine's called Penzies Spices.
All right.
Pansies Spices?
Penzies or something like that.
Penzies?
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
I gotta try it.
And then you can get like a bunch of like different spices from all around the world. So yes, I will try nacho cheese chips with the Kraft mac and cheese.
All right.
Okay, last question.
Take our last question there.
All right. Remember pirates?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Think of a pirate right now.
Okay.
Picture it. You got it. You got it in your head.
Put it in your noodle.
Yeah, you got it. Don't change or alter that picture of a pirate whatsoever, because I'm pretty sure we're on the same page. Unless you're thinking of like Captain Phillips, we're on the same page.
Stone Phillips.
Now,
you remember Stone Phillips?
With that, no. Who the fuck is that?
I think he was a news
You're
anchor.
interrupting my pirate. My pirate spiel.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay. With that image, it's a whole spiel. With that image of a pirate,
okay.
Do you think that was a career choice? Because that would be kind of baller, right? Like, because a lot of things are like born out of like poverty or born out of like, situationals. Do you think like back then it's like, no, I'm gonna be a fucking pirate, and that's how I'm gonna look too. Like that's the part.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a fucking pirate.
I feel like
scallywag.
I have
scallywag.
So I have no idea. I've never studied this, but I feel like if you're probably on the adventurous path as a preteen, and maybe you live in Europe, and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna take this."
You really
ship.
just wanted to stick it to the queen.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. We're gonna go sailing somewhere. Maybe hop the boat. Maybe kind of. I don't know. Maybe you do the sea life for a couple years, and then you start to realize, you know what, this sucks. But I do see a bunch of other.
The pirate's life is not the life for me,
and I'm gonna go steal from them. I'm gonna, and I think you can ease your way into the pirate life because
kind of like a situation.
I'm thinking of Blackbeard, right? Like that guy was crazy, and I think he could probably ease into the pirate life to where eventually he's like, well, what, the best known pirate, something like that.
Yep.
I think he could ease into it,
Yeah.
Kind of
thrust of, or the Dread Pirate Roberts.
So one of my thoughts on this though is like, okay, so like we all know that like pirates are still a real thing.
Right.
Yeah,
like
they are. I mean,
like it's not
the same thing,
not the same.
right? You know,
Yeah, I mean,
it's like
Lars always
hovercrafts
told
with,
me
like-
that I was a pirate. So
there's no glamour, there's no glory, all gory. You know,
Yeah. What?
but like, do you think that there's some like pirate, one of those guys out there right now,
Like
that's
9
still
pieces
just
of 8
trying to
pirates?
that's still just trying to be like fucking Jack Sparrow?
Fuck
Like-
yes, I do. That is the reality that I choose to live in.
like, are you saying like people who are like pirates on speedboats, which I think is how they get around now, but instead of wearing like all black or like camo to be like they're just growing their hair out, putting beads in it and stuff.
They
Just
wearing
fucking just
bandanas
drinking
and
rum.
scarves and like
Bandanas with a bunch of like rings. And stuff.
swashbucklers.
just got a fucking bunch of rings and shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to imagine if that was my career choice, that would be me. You know,
Absolutely. Because if I'm breaking
just
the law,
gonna
I'm
own
doing
it.
it in style.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if I'm gonna call myself a pirate, I'm gonna be a pirate, right?
Like, remember that old like.
remember this is the day you almost caught
Captain
Jack Sparrow. And you're dead.
An
You know?
AK, right?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
That's awful. I love
Would you
it.
call yourself Captain Jack Sparrow? Would you?
No, because
know.
even as a pirate, I still respect that.
Okay.
Like even as a
Captain-
pirate, I still
Captain
respect Johnny
Pat
Depp.
Sparrow.
Okay, you could pull it off. You
Alright.
could pull it off.
I see you, and I
I
appreciate
see what you did.
it. But like, do you remember that back then? When movies were coming out on
I
DVD,
don't remember back
when they
then.
were first coming out on DVD,
Yeah.
and they would always have this little really edgy clip that was like, you wouldn't steal a TV.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Like, you wouldn't break into
Apparently
a-
they
like,
would, because these pirates steal fucking
it's like
boats.
it was like copying this
hearts.
DVD is a
Yeah.
federal offense and is pirating. And I was like, shit, maybe I would steal a TV. I don't know. like if it's
Well, I
that
guess if
easy
you're
to be
calling me a pirate,
Yeah, I mean,
Right?
I guess I'm gonna own it.
I just
Yeah.
remember that it was like
yo
really
ho,
like,
right, my
it
mateys?
was like it was like really edgy music that you'd be like, this is what they listen to in the club in the Matrix. You know what I mean? Like, and it was like TV staticky, like like all that
Oh, yeah.
shit. I was like, man, take me back.
I mean, the fact that I still actually watch DVDs,
Same.
I do know what you're talking about.
Same. It was like I was the type of person that was like, it comes on DVD and digital download. I'm not gonna fucking use a digital download.
Digital download.
Who's using a
Okay.
digital download? And now I'm sitting here like, is it on Disney Plus yet?
I know.
Like I just watched Doctor
Digital
Strange,
download.
Doctor
Okay, George Jetson.
Strange.
All right.
Yeah.
Right. Jeez.
Man. Yeah. I don't know.
With that, we're going to go into our final segment, which is
Deal.
the rapid fire question
Oh,
segment.
man.
You're
Okay.
going to
This
just
has been
speak
awesome.
from the heart,
Okay.
shoot from the hip,
Okay.
and you're just going to take them. Are you ready?
Deal. I'm ready.
Stop saying that you're not.
Okay.
I don't.
Fake it till you make it. Okay, I'm trying
fair
to-
enough. The only reason you have ever believed anything that I've ever said on this podcast
Uh-huh.
is only because I have the confidence to say it. I
That's
don't know shit.
Yeah, you don't know.
But you
don't
believe
actually
me
know,
because I.
you don't know that tortilla
They're
chips
not,
are
though.
not
No
corn
one's
chips,
sitting there.
okay?
Yeah,
no one's
one
sitting
believes-
at home believing you,
Yeah,
Bear.
no
They're
one
all just
believes
like,
a fucking word.
Bear.
They're like, oh, he's at it again.
Here he goes again. When's that other guy in the hat gonna talk?
Hey, for those of you who are listening on Spotify and not YouTube, Pat is wearing a hat.
He is.
My pit bull.
He's the Pat in the hat.
I feel
Pat in the hat.
good.
There it is.
I feel good.
I feel good.
Dale.
And dale.
Culo. Miami.
Okay. Rapid fire questions.
Here we go.
Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Correct.
Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars.
Correct.
Mario or Luigi?
Mario.
You were an only sibling, weren't you?
Question?
Dude,
Were you the oldest?
let
sibling?
me, I'm just going to throw this out there for the people that seem to forget. Okay. And I think that you are one of those people that forget.
Okay.
Cool. Mario, super awesome. Yep. He's given everything, right?
Yep.
Everything is given to him. He's got a princess. Every story is Mario. except for fucking Luigi, who's a ghost hunter.
Yeah, true. Which is so much cooler than being a fucking.
I mean, let's just say he is a ghost hunter who has saved Mario.
Ghost hunter.
True. Yeah,
dude,
but
he's
Mario's,
a ghost buster. Is what he is.
Mario is short and tubby, which is me. So,
are you the oldest brother?
You identify more with him. I
identify more with Mario. No, I'm the third of four.
How did you get Mario?
I don't know.
He's just because like I was Luigi because I had older brothers. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, I never even get to play. Are you kidding?
Oh, fair enough.
I just watched my brothers play.
I remember watching my brothers till they moved out, and I was like, hell yeah, I get to play.
now this next question though, this is a little tricky one.
Okay.
I have faith in you.
Do I take my time to think this through, or just
this? Now, yes, this
Maybe.
one's more of a thinking it through because you're gonna have to dig back into some memory banks if you can do it.
All right.
Are you able to sing to us right now the jingle for Bagel Bites?
I want to say that's a yes.
No,
it's not.
I didn't even know Bagel Bites had a jingle.
I'll bet you do when I start singing.
First rule of advertisement: everything has a jingle.
Everything. Can I make one up?
Sure, you can make it up, and then I'll sing you the proper one.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Shooting from the hip here. Bagel Bites, you're the one. You make my parties really fun.
That's good, and it's pretty on par.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready for the actual Bagel Bites jingle? And you might recognize it.
Okay.
Oh, pizza in the morning, pizza in the evening, pizza at supper time. When pizza's on a bagel, you can eat pizza anytime.
You lied to me, Steve.
You remembered.
You said you didn't know.
You remembered.
Oh, how did I miss that? Yeah.
Redemption.
That's the thing is like.
You want some bonus points?
Yeah.
If you want, I've never offered bonus points before, but I like it.
Okay, I gotta hear this.
What is J.G. Wentworth? Go.
Call J.G. Oh, now I want to do the Bagel Bites.
But you're so close.
Dang it! What is that one?
J.G. Wentworth.
877 cash now.
There it is.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. It's my cash and I need it now.
It's my money and I want it now.
That's what it is. It's my money and I want it now. Okay.
There you go. Okay, we got three more. Gwen Stefani or Haley Williams?
Totally Gwen Stefani. But I grew up with Gwen, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Hard shell or soft shell tacos?
Soft shell.
That's my boy.
It's the flour. Yeah.
Oh, he's learning.
Okay. I mean, unless we're talking street tacos, that's a different thing.
Corn tortillas, usually.
That's corn.
Yeah.
Typically. Okay, final question. Sum 41 or yellow card?
Man.
It's not who's better, it's who you prefer.
Yeah. So I have yellow card
on vinyl.
Yep, that's a good one.
There you go.
Can you see it? Yeah. I'm a nerd. I have.
Yeah, but it's Ocean Avenue, so you're not a real fan.
Well, yeah. But there's very few of these pressed. Is the point?
Never mind. You're back to being a real friend or a real fan. Real friends. I love real friends.
I love real friends too. Look, it's yellow.
Dude, the boy took it out of the case there.
Come on.
Well, it's vinyl. They're meant to be played.
Yeah, but like,
look,
that's
this
dangerous.
Is number 644. Can you see that?
Nope.
YouTube.
Kind of.
I can now. Yeah.
There we go.
Kinda, yeah.
Hold up.
Okay.
While you guys are doing that, I'll be right back because I actually have a little yellow card memorabilia as well.
Do you? Okay.
And while Pat's gone, this is going to be a perfect time to let you guys know that you can watch us on YouTube.
That's right.
Literally, just go to our YouTube. It's Unsigned Pop Punk. It's that easy. You can also follow us on TikTok at the same. You can follow us everywhere at the same. Also, if you want to support our Patreon, you can do patreon.com/unsigned pop punk. Thank you, Pat. Take the floor away from me.
Okay, so now, Steve, this is what I'm going to call a true fan moment. Okay, because Ocean Avenue, go home. So this is the CD from Lift a Sail.
Look at that.
Which is it's beautiful.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
Now I don't know if they did it for all of them because I honestly didn't look, but I didn't want to take away from my happiness. On the inside, if you pull it out, mine came autographed.
Wow. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. It's awesome. Like,
That's
and it's
sick.
like you could see that it's like actually like autographed.
Yeah. Mine is the fake autograph by, what is his name? Ryan Key?
Ryan. Not Keegan Michael Key.
Yeah. Ryan.
It's Ryan Key.
Isn't it right? Yeah. Okay.
But I kept wanting to say Keegan Michael Key, and I'm like, well, that's not right.
That's just incorrect.
So I'm gonna say yellow card.
Okay.
I don't have any Sum 41.
Hell yeah.
But probably yellow card.
I love Sum 41. I love both of them personally. Like I think they're both really great, but they both offer completely different things.
Yes.
What you doing, Bear?
I literally have no idea.
I like Sum 41's kind of metal leanings, you know. I like yellow cards sing-songy. They're kind of more melody driven, you know.
Yep.
Right.
100%.
Which, and I'm a melody guy, so
Sum 41 is more punk, and yellow card is more pop.
And they're later, and yellow card's later stuff though, like because there's like Ocean Avenue, and then the album that came after it, which like really ruined stuff for a lot of yellow card fans.
Yeah.
Lights and Sounds, that's what it is.
Yes.
And Lights and Sounds, you know, when it came out, wasn't awesome. But it is a grower. Like it.
Does it? Okay.
Me too.
Like because I actually kind of like a lot of the songs off of that album now, but then after that, the albums after that were really fucking good, but people just doesn't listen to them as much after Lights and Sounds.
That's fair.
Yeah,
which is a bummer because it had some really good shit.
I jammed it when it came out, and I kind of forgot about it.
Never again.
Yeah.
Well, go back and
jam. You know what? This is everyone's sign. Go back and listen to that CD. Go back and listen to your favorite band CD. Yeah, or yellow card or your band. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like the band that you love. Go back and listen to that. There's chances are there's shit that you missed. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome to discover. Well,
that's a good point. Yeah.
This has been another exciting, fun, and this time, like, for your viewing pleasure, has been amazing. You're welcome. Another episode of Where Did All My Friends Go? A podcast about life in the music industry. Again, if you want to support the podcast, support us, support Pat, support Steve, all you have to do is go to patreon.com/unsigned pop punk, and there's a bunch of cool stuff that we do for you there. New stuff that you can't get anywhere else. But before we go, we want to give Steve the chance to tell you about a little bit more about Point North. Point North is dope though.
They're cool too.
But further north, Steve, the floor is yours. Tell us about what you got going on. Tell us what's next. What can we expect from you? Tell us about Common Threads, and then we'll send you on your way.
Awesome. Yeah. So further north on all the socials. I'm not the social guy, but it's out there. We've got a new single and music video coming out in the next month or so that we filmed with Alex Zarek. He's a good dude. But that's coming out soon, and then we are going to LA to record, which I know sounds so like, oh, cool, going to LA, but we're stoked on that.
You gonna go the fucking whiskey, bro?
I think we're gonna try to do it all, but we're gonna go out there and record for a bit.
LA is trash.
And then see, I don't even know. I've never been.
It's
I like LA.
And then we're gonna go. We'll have like a little Midwest tour in October, going up to Chicago and back. And then as far as Common Thread, we've got a number of projects coming out in the works. So both bands that you know and bands you don't know. So be checking that out. If you're a vinyl fan, just check out everything we do. And we do short run everything. So I think we sold out of the Home Team record in like very short time period. So if you're into vinyl and that's the kind of stuff you like, just be like, have your ear to the ground with Common Thread, because we kind of do like one pressing and that's it. And we do some really cool like special stuff with each pressing. So check that out.
That's
We're
awesome.
really excited. We love you. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for being a part of this episode. And guys, we hope you enjoy the rest of your Monday or whenever you finish this damn thing. I don't all right, we'll catch you guys next week.
How's it going, everybody? Thanks so much for checking out the episode. I want to take a quick second to thank Angry Ash's Clothing Stash for sponsoring this episode. Angry Ash's Clothing Stash is an online clothing and accessory shop with emo, pop punk, and pop punk culture inspired merch based out of northern New York. They've got shirts, hoodies, shoes, socks, stickers, cups, bottles, home goods like wall prints, pillows, blankets, and they even sell some skateboards. Angry Ash's Clothing Stash is a major mental health and suicide prevention advocate, as portions of artist proceeds up to 100% benefit the Anxiety and Depression Association of America, or the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Just look for the Do Good Designs collection on the site. Follow them on their socials everywhere at Angry Ash's Clothing Stash, and make sure to go to angryash.threadless.com and pick yourself up something today. Once again, thank you so much for watching this week's episode. We'll see you next week. Thank you so much for checking out the show. Please hit that like, subscribe, or follow button so you never miss an episode. And thank you so much to those of you who already are. Check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or anywhere else you stream your podcasts. If you're in the position to help us grow and like behind the scenes access and exclusive shows, head on over to our Patreon at www.patreon.com/unsignedpoppunk. Let us know in the comments who you'd like to see on the show and what other content you'd like to see. Thank you all so much.